All right, so get this. Floyd Money Mayweather, he's selling his Beverly Hills mansion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And, the price tag alone, it's pretty eye-popping. We're talking $48 million. But what's really got us intrigued, at least me anyway, is what this move might tell us about, well, I don't know, kind of his next play, like what's Mayweather think?
It's a really interesting look into, I guess, the mind of somebody who's built a career, not just in the ring, but outside of it, too, on strategy.
Right, exactly.
This is a guy who's earned reportedly over $1 billion from boxing and endorsements.
Oh, yeah.
So a $48 million mansion. It's a piece of the puzzle, but it's not the whole picture.
Right, exactly. And he bought this place back in 2017 for $25.5 million
Okay.
from a spec mansion developer, which we can get into what that means a little bit later if we have time.
Yeah.
But, that's a pretty significant profit, potentially, almost double his initial investment.
Oh, yeah.
So to me, that says something. That's not just a win. That's like a strategic knockout. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I think what's important here is to look beyond just the surface level.
Right.
Because this isn't just some guy who's flipping a house.
Yeah.
We're talking about understanding how somebody like Mayweather uses, real estate as part of a much larger financial, portfolio, I guess. And so we know he's made some pretty smart investments in the past. From his own boxing promotions company. I think he even had a tech startup at one point.
Yeah, he's got his fingers in a lot of pots.
Right. And so this Beverly Hills sale, this could be, the seed money for something even bigger, or a way to kind of diversify his assets, especially in a market that's always changing.
And it makes you wonder, why now?
Yeah.
Why choose this moment to sell? Is it, is he just betting on the fact that Beverly Hills is always going to be Beverly Hills? Or is this part of some bigger shift for him personally? I don't know.
It's interesting, right? Because Mayweather's not known for being reckless.
No.
Right. He's very calculated in his moves. And, think back to that time he almost bought that mega mansion, the one.
Oh, yeah, with the dinosaur, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, $119 million for that place. And he backed out last minute. On the advice of his legal team. So I think it suggests that even these, really extravagant purchases that he makes, they're always weighed against the potential risks and rewards.
Right. So there's a method to what might seem like madness to us on the outside, potentially.
Exactly.
So we're talking about a guy, right, who clearly understands timing, understands value. But, let's be honest for a second. Part of the whole Mayweather thing, right, is the lifestyle.
Oh, absolutely.
And this mansion, I gotta say, it screams, money, Mayweather. We're looking at some of the details on this listing, and let's just say they're interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the house itself is it's almost an extension of his brand, right?
Right.
It's big, it's bold, it's designed to make a statement.
Okay, so paint us a picture here. What kind of over-the-top luxury are we talking about with this place?
All right, so we're talking 15,000 square feet.
Okay.
6 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms.
10 bathrooms.
10 bathrooms. And get this, there's a glossy black formal dining room.
Oh, stop it.
Very on brand for Mayweather.
I can just hear the, champagne flutes clinking already.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. And, it wouldn't be a Mayweather mansion without, a statement pool, right?
Of course not.
So in this case, we're talking black and white striped pool deck.
Wow, okay.
Very graphic, very bold, very Mayweather.
So he's basically taken, the idea of a luxury home and just put it through, the money Mayweather filter, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And here's the thing. It's not even just the main house, right?
Oh, there's more.
Oh, yeah. There's a whole separate guest house.
Okay.
With its own 20-seat cinema room.
Hold on, a 20-seat cinema. That's not a home theater. That's like a private screening room.
Exactly.
Man, I'm starting to think I need to upgrade my, living room TV situation.
Right.
But, I mean, seriously, though, what does this tell us about Mayweather?
Right.
What does this say?
I think this detail, to me anyway, really kind of emphasizes his whole approach to, everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about having things. It's about having the best, the biggest,
Yeah.
the most extravagant version of it.
Right.
And it's also about, sharing that, right? Hosting parties, entertaining friends, maintaining that larger-than-life persona. This house was built for that.
So it's not just a house, it's like a stage.
Yeah.
And maybe that's I don't know, part of why he's selling. He's ready to move on to the next act, the next stage.
Yeah, it's possible. And keep in mind, he owns other properties.
He does.
Oh, yeah. A $10 million house in Vegas. And then, I think it was just a couple years ago, he picked up that Miami Beach place.
Oh, right.
For $18 million. So, I mean, the guy's got options.
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe this is I don't know, the Beverly Hills chapter closing for him or something.
Yeah, or maybe he's just, recognizing, like, the market's hot. I'm going to cash in now while I can and make an even bigger play somewhere else.
Interesting. So, okay, we've got Mayweather, right?
Right.
The master strategist
Oh.
making his moves potentially in the real estate ring this time. But, like, here's my question. What does a guy like that even do with all that money from this sale?
Well, that's the fun part, right?
Sure.
Because we're talking about somebody who, he's always looking for that next opportunity. I mean, who knows? Maybe he takes that money,
Right.
reinvests it in real estate somewhere else, but like on an even bigger scale.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe he decides, you know what, I'm going to get more into tech. He's already dipped his toes into that world.
He has, yeah. And I remember reading an interview with him a while back where he said something like, I'm always learning, always looking for the next thing to conquer. So maybe this is it, you know?
Yeah.
This is the next thing.
It's possible. What's really fascinating to me, though, is that this whole thing, right, this one real estate transaction, it gives us this like tiny little window into how these ultra wealthy individuals, how they make these decisions. Like they're not just buying and selling on a whim. It's very strategic.
Mm.
They're thinking about growing their wealth, diversifying. It's like they're playing chess.
It's like they're playing chess and we're all just over here trying to figure out checkers, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And I mean, Mayweather, he's like a grandmaster at this point.
Totally, totally. But here's the thing that's really blowing my mind about all of this. We started with like a super simple news item, right? Mayweather selling his mansion, whatever. But look where we ended up. Like, we're talking about high-level investment strategies, personal branding, the future of luxury real estate, all this stuff.
Yeah. Right. It's the beauty of, taking a deep dive.
Yeah.
We start peeling back those layers and suddenly this thing that seems so surface level, it just explodes.
It's like they say, the more you look, the less you see, right? Or is it the other way around?
Something like that, yeah.
Either way, there's always more to the story, especially when you're dealing with someone like Floyd Money Mayweather. So I guess the takeaway here is next time you see one of those headlines about, celebrity real estate, remember,
Yeah.
it's not just about the house. It's a glimpse into a whole other world, a world of like big strategies and ambition, calculated risks, all that. Who knows what Mayweather's going to do next? But I can guarantee you it's going to be interesting to find out.